The Bugera or Bugera V5 Infinium costs just over 200 euros here in Europe. It's all valve, it's 5 watts, it seems to be the goodness. Is it the goodness? Let's check it out. Hello and welcome to another video with me, LMOJ Cargelaine, and you can call me this guy if my name is tricky to pronounce. Today I'm taking a look at another 5 watt tube or valve amp, and this is the most recent entry into my guitar gear video thing. It's the Bugera or Bugger V5 Infinium. I've tried out the 22 watt version and I thought it was so good that I need to take a look at the 5 watt version. So, what is this 5 watt version? Well, it's 5 watts of valve amp power. You get a reverb, you get a gain control, you get a tone control, and you get a volume control. You get an on-off switch, which is handy, because otherwise it would be on all the time, or off. On the back you can unhook the 8-inch speaker, internal speaker, and connect it to a 4x12 cab or whatever. You can connect it to your fridge. Although do check that impedance matches. Also, there is a switch where you can select if you want to run it in 5 watt, 1 watt, or 0.1 watt mode. Now this could be potentially really interesting for someone who plays at home and lives in a block of flats or in an apartment, as they say in America. Because even the Harley Benton Tube 5, which had that 1 watt switch, I've heard from a couple of people who say that it's still too loud to play in an apartment or in a block of flats. So this could potentially be really nice. It doesn't have an effects loop, but it's this small. You wouldn't expect it to. I'm going to be trying it with the 8-inch speaker inside, which is a turbo sound speaker. I'm going to be trying it with an extension cab. I'm going to be trying it with an overdrive pedal and just the amp. I'm going to be trying it with a Les Paul and a Strat. So let's start unconventionally with the Les Paul. Alright, so I'm just going to try it out in 5 watt mode first with, let's say, gain halfway, tone halfway, and reverb halfway, and just open the volume. This is a Les Paul with P90s. It's actually not my guitar, it's my guitar luthier friend's Gibson Les Paul. Very nice guitar. Yeah, volume's at 0. Let me drop gain a bit and let me drop reverb because there is a bit much of that. That sounds quite decent, but personally I'm not a big fan of that amp type of reverb, but that sounds okay. I think it's digital, though I'm not sure. But there's not a reverb tank inside, I checked that. Okay, let's see if we add a bit of volume, what happens. add some gain. A bit more gain. A bit more volume. Okay, just for the heck of it, let's max it out, the volume. Plus gain. Okay, let's drop gain a bit and volume a bit, and no, wait, let's go back and see what the switch on the back does. So this was 5 watt mode. And this is no watts mode. 1 watt mode. Very noticeable difference. Don't know how much compression will do on YouTube though. Oh, this is 0.1, and this is really quiet. Definitely, you can definitely play with this at home. This is, yeah. Okay, let's try it with the overdrive pedal. Let's switch it back to 5 watts. Drop gain halfway. Drop volume just a bit. Let's see what the tone does first. All the way down. All the way up. I imagine we'll tailor the sound according to whichever guitar you're using and so on. I liked it with the tone halfway, and depending upon what type of overdrive you're using, just mix and match. Let's try it with the overdrive pedal. I have a Strymon Riverside in front of me set to moderate gain and also one higher gain sound programmed into the favorite setting. That's not the way you play that. Let me change guitars. Okay, so far I'm liking the amp, but then again I mostly use Strats. So let's see how it fares with the Strat. It's not entirely clean, but that's kind of what I like. Okay, I'll gain halfway, could drop that. But I really like the kind where you get, if you play softly, it's nearly clean, but you play a bit harder. You get a bit more breakup. I like that type of thing. And let's add maximum amount of distortion. It gets a bit harsh, so the tone knob is good to have. Maybe I'll unhook it and switch to the cab. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say it has a phone's output on the back as well. Just give it a quick spin with the external cab, because that's probably not what you're going to be using it mostly with. with mostly. As such, I don't know if I'd gig with this with the internal speaker, but we'll see what it thinks of the Marshall 4x12. It's on full volume, small pubs. I think you might be able to gig with this. Depends on your drummer. If he hits hard, then you might have a bit of trouble. Yeah, hooked up to a good speaker cab, it sounds absolutely brilliant. But I have to say, the internal 8-inch speaker, considering it's an 8-inch speaker, it sounds surprisingly good. I mean, you can tell it's not the best speaker in the world, you can tell it's not the largest speaker in the world, but it works. Yeah, this thing clearly has its limitations, but again, like with the Tube 5 or the Tube 15, they both had their limitations, especially the Tube 5 by Harley Benton. This has basically the same limitations. There's no effects loop, so it can be a bit tricky. If you're running this so that you're getting overdrive from the amp, it won't be the greatest result putting delay pedals in front or reverb pedals in front. So that might be an issue, but you have reverb here which compensates a bit, especially if you don't use delay too often. It can get fairly loud, considering it's 5 watts, and it can get really quiet, so you can play at home just using this. And it costs just 217 euros here in Europe, which again for a valve amp or a tube amp is ridiculously low. So if you need versatile, this thing probably ain't it. Then you might be better off looking at a Katana. But if you want a good sound, a good amp, take pedals. It takes the Strymon Riverside really well, although the higher gain setting was a bit harsh, but you can EQ that on the pedal, or you can, I didn't do that because I've programmed in the favorites, so it's, I don't remember the settings, yeah. And even if your pedal of choice doesn't even have a tone knob, this one does, so you can kind of mix and match and all that, or you can buy an equalizer. Although all of that raises the price a bit, but as a pedal platform, it's good. You get a very good, like one sound out of this, and you can add pedals. Whereas with the Katana, you get very many different sounds, or with a modeling thing, you get very many different sounds, and none of them are as good as what you get, the one sound you get from this. Yeah, sorry to say, all you Katana fans and modeling amp fans, they're not up to the level of tube or valve amps in terms of sound. In terms of flexibility, yes, they are way more flexible than these. Personally, I would go for one of these any day instead of a Katana or a modeling amp, even though I really like the Roland Cube 80. But yeah, this is good. 217 euros. You can get them second hand for way cheaper. You can maybe get a B stock deal. What's not to like? I really like this amp, and I've bought it, so I can say what I want. If you want to watch more of my amp reviews, there's a playlist here somewhere. Click like if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that bell notification thing, comment, let me know what you thought. If there are any kind of other valve tube amps, small ones that you want me to check out, please let me know. And join me on Patreon. You get all of my music and a bunch of exclusives, and you can take it all for free if you think that it's not worth it. I mean, you can check it out first and then decide if you want to pay or not. There's a link in the description to that as well. Other than that, I hope you liked the video, and I hope to see you in another one. And yeah, this little budget 2B Valve amp, very nice. See you. Bye.